to talk about nothing, which is always my favorite. It's Sunday, so it is back to school season. Tomorrow's the first day of school. I am starting 7th grade. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a teacher, so tomorrow's the first day of school. Even though I was at work all week this week, except for Tuesday because I was just so tired, but I went Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And like I'm moving classrooms, so it's good because I'm switching grades, and so the new classroom is in a whole different building, and the new classroom is upstairs, so I've been like moving and putting together the classroom. And so like as a little like quick lesson, I guess we'll call it. So like during the summer they wax the floors, right, for the classrooms, like clean them and wax them. So I moved most of my stuff from my old room to the new room before like leaving for summer break, and I came in a few days over the summer, but I was getting a bunch of new stuff, right? Like a lot of new furniture. We had I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but we had a lot of grant money, so I bought like a ton of furniture and supplies and stuff. So being that my classroom's on the second floor is just a lot of trekking, and I've just been like so tired. Like literally this morning I woke up and like I took my dog out, of course, and I just like took a bath, and I was like, I just need to soak because I am in pain. Because this whole week I've just been so much manual labor, and it was a little frustrating because so we ordered the stuff back in like March, April. The deadline was May, so it was all ordered before May, and the vast majority, like my big order of furniture, did not come until Friday, as in like 2 days ago, when school starts on Monday. And so it was just annoying because like I'm grateful, one, that we have this stuff, and I'm also grateful that it still came before the school year started. Like it could have been worse, but like I don't understand how it took 3 months for the stuff to arrive. And that might have been April, so it could have been 3 to 4 months. And so like I couldn't do a lot of the big stuff I needed to do because I didn't like have a lot of the stuff that I needed. But unfortunately there was still plenty to do. So that being said, I had to come in on Saturday to finish setting stuff up. And honestly, it's still not completely done, but it's like, girl, listen, everybody has somewhere to sit, and it looks amazing, so it's fine. But yeah, so like I've just been like tired like this whole week. I guess I didn't realize like how much it was going to take out of me, because like the week, so it was a mix of trainings and then like setting up the classroom and planning and stuff. But the majority, and if not the majority, at the very least the latter half of each day, I was setting up the classroom, which is moving furniture, bringing stuff up and downstairs. So like I would do that, and then there were full days. They were like 8:30 to 3:30. So by the time I got home, first of all, I'm not used to working. Second of all, I wasn't used to I was like going to sleep early. Like during the summer, I was going to sleep at it got to the point where like 3 or 4 a.m. was like the time I would go to sleep. So I would get off of work last week, and I would just want to come home and play Tears of the Kingdom, and that was it, and eat. But I'm excited. I'm really, really excited for the new school year. I've been spending. I started recording this video beforehand, and then I realized the fan was on, so I scrapped it and started over. So I'm trying to remember what I've already said. This take versus the last take. So if things are repeated, that's okay because it's a ramble and you're supposed to be going to sleep or relaxing anyway. All right. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say though. Anyway, I've been spending, most of my efforts now getting ready for the first week, but most importantly the first day. Just making sure it's a fun and exciting and welcoming and inviting day. And And also setting the tone for like what's to be expected. Like let's have fun, get to know each other, but don't get out of line. Let's. It's a lot of like teaching them how to do things versus teaching them what they're actually doing, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not going to be teaching like a math lesson, but like teaching them how to go about a math lesson. Like, this is the book we'll be using. This is the grouping we'll be using. This is the template we'll be using. Like, whole group, and then we'll do a small group, and then we'll do independent. And then like teaching them, like how to take out supplies, what supplies we will need, how to use the supplies, how to collaborate, like all of that, instead of the actual like content. But of course sneaking content in, here and there. And so that pretty much goes for all subjects. So it's mostly just like getting to know each other, getting to the classroom, getting to know like what's expected, how to treat each other, where everything is, things like that. So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be. I was like really like anxious and nervous, just because I feel so unprepared. Like, we've been at work this whole week and we have not done any like actual like lesson planning. But that's like to be expected, and I always have a hard time letting that part go. Because like we're doing a new ELA curriculum this year, which means it's a whole new ELA curriculum, and on top of that I'm doing a new grade. So like I can't like take like my usual path, if that makes sense. Like after a while you kind of get into a rhythm and a groove, like okay, like this is how, like the math curriculum is the same. So even though I'm doing a new grade, I'm like I have at least that structure down of like, okay, this is, although they got rid of. So one of the cool things about working for a school, at least public school, is that every year there's like a new like platform or like application or like website that you're expected to use, right? And then not only expected, oftentimes like required. And it's like shoved it down your throat, right? And so then you use it because you have to, and then sometimes you use it because you have to, sometimes you use it because you like it. The past year there were two programs I really liked and enjoyed. One went like exactly with the curriculum. Like if you taught a lesson in class, the exact same lesson with the exact same language was online on a program. And the other one was more like I can assign what I need to assign on that one. Both were great. And we have neither of them this year. The district said, actually, girls, we're not paying for that bullshit anymore. So that part I do have to rethink, like what I'm going to do for like independent practice. But that's an easy like adjustment. So like I have the flow I need for math. And to me, math is a bit easier to teach because to me it requires a little bit less of a preview. Like when you're doing ELA, you need to know like the story you're going to be like talking about, and like what some, I don't want to go too deep. I mean, I guess I get into Ramble. So like with math, prepping for math, beforehand, like I go through the lesson, like okay, like what's like the actual objective of the lesson? What do they need to know how to do? So let's say they need to know how to add unit fractions. It's like a unit fraction is a fraction with a numerator of 1. So okay, they need to know how to add unit fractions. So I'm like, what? Let me look through the material and like what the curriculum has applied for me to like present to them. So like go through like the PowerPoint and everything and see like how it's set up, and then I have to think about like, okay, is this gonna be like, obviously not one strategy works for everybody, so I gotta think of like other ways to like make it accessible. And then also I like to switch out the examples because sometimes it'll be like if Susan has 1/4 of, a handkerchief, and Jonathan has 1/3 of a shuffleboard piece, like it's things that like kids, at least in my classroom or in our school, are not like going to be like familiar with. So I like to switch it up. Like if Jonathan had, if Jonathan's squad scored, because I don't want to use those kind of examples, but just make it more relevant, right? If we had pizza and Jonathan ate 1/4 and Serena ate 1/4, how much of the pizza did they eat altogether? Like, pizza is more easy to understand than shuffleboard, is my point. Sorry, I got distracted. And then seeing like who is probably going to need more support with this, and how am I going to do that? Who's probably going to be a little bit ahead of this, and how am I going to keep them from being bored? Who's going to and so, and then finding ways to like check in after like every concept, just to make sure that they're following along with you, and then who's not, like how can I support them? So it's a lot, but it's simpler because it requires less, in my opinion, like preparation. Like I can open up the math book 5 minutes before the lesson and be like, okay, I got this. I know what we're going to do. I know how I'm going to blah, blah, blah. ELA, you need to kind of read beforehand, so you can understand like what questions to ask them along the way, what they need to be looking for, what they should be writing down, etc., etc. If they're going to be able to like read it, if I need to read it, if we're going to be reading it all together, if we're going to popcorn in. And so with the new ELA curriculum, and then also with the ELA, it's like you also have to remember, you have to do like reading fluency every week and making sure that they know how to read aloud. You have to do comprehension questions. You have to do writing. You have to make sure, like, the curriculum itself just provides like the new one we're doing. It requires, or like it states that you need 2 hours a day for it, right? And so those 2 hours a day are just the actual core instruction, right? That's not including the children who maybe not, who are not able to yet fully engage in it. Like if you don't know how to read the word boat, it's going to be hard for you to do an assignment with the OA Val team all throughout it. And so it's kind of like you have to find time to teach them how to actually read and become better readers, but then also grammar, and then also punctuation, and editing and revising and writing, and then also like how to read aloud, like with prosody, and making sure the intonation is correct. And so I took a good look at the ELA curriculum. I just feel like it's going to be one of those things where we learn as we go. We also have a new health curriculum, which I have not seen yet. And so we did a lot of work this past week, but none of it was actually on planning what to teach, which is okay, because again, we don't even have we don't have our ELA curriculum, like hasn't been delivered to like our classrooms yet. Social studies has, but like health has not. And I haven't ordered like the journals and the pencils and everything for the students. So that's week 2. Week 1 is not supposed to be academically heavy anyway. So yeah, I decided to like let go of the anxiety of like not knowing what we're gonna do and just taking it day by day. So like this week I have like a rough outline of what we're gonna be doing. Tomorrow I have like I know what I'm doing. I have it ready. It's prepped and taken care of. So like, okay, I feel good. I'm excited. And then also, tomorrow's a full day, but Tuesday through Friday, we have time to like plan for the rest of the school year. So that's what I've been doing. But that being said, since school starts tomorrow, I have so much to do today. I haven't done the dishes all week because I've been so damn tired. So I got to do all the dishes. I have to do laundry. I have to cut my hair and wash my hair. I have to buy some food and treats for my water doggy. I need to clean up. I need to, part of doing laundry is actually hanging up the clothes. I need to like change my sheets and stuff today. I have to cook and like meal prep for the week so I don't end up ordering Uber Eats. What else? I made like a whole to-do list of things to do. I think that's pretty much it. Last night I finished name tags. Not name tags, but like labels to go on the desk. Name tags, they're going to do them themselves only because the name on the roster might not be the name they want to be called. So the name plates for the desk I did just so they can find their desks, and then the name tags they can write themselves and put the name they want to be called. And it's also an easy, like, quick first thing in the morning, like, way for me to see, one, if everybody knows how to spell their name, which at this grade they should be able to, and then two, like, their actual handwriting. So I didn't do the name tags for those reasons. And then I just didn't do like a little bit more prepping, but I'm not stressing about it because it's, the first day of school. The most important thing is they feel safe and excited. So that's the goal, and I'm quick on my feet, and I have so many activities that we can do that I'm not worried about. Like, what if we run out of time? Because we won't. The opposite might happen, girl. Like, we might. No, sorry. I'm not worried about what if we run out of things to do. Because the opposite may happen. We might run out of time because I have so much I want that we can do. But I'm excited for the new school year. I'm excited to, like, start fresh. I'm excited to be teaching a new grade. I'm excited to, like, it feels like a reset. It just does. Last year didn't end on the best note. For me and the kids it did. But just, like, test score wise, and then, like, work, like, conflict wise. But this year just feels like it's off to a better start, and like I said, new classroom, new grade. I have like pretty much all new furniture and books and everything, so it just feels like a good reset. And so tonight I just want to make sure I like honor the fact that I'm going on a new journey tomorrow by preparing for it adequately, but also not like making my whole day about preparing for the next day. Because again, I worked yesterday. I worked like Monday through Saturday last week. Tuesday I didn't go in, but I still got some stuff done at home. So it's like if I work 6 days and then I focus on work today and I have to go work another 5 days. And then honestly, since we're not getting all of our curriculum and stuff until next week, I'll probably be working next weekend, getting ready for the week after that. So I'm trying to make sure that today I get everything I need to get done, but also take it easy. Like, since I'm sore, we're not going to go. Do not bark, girl. Do not. Since I'm sore, we're not going to go on too long of a walk. And I'm just going to play some more Tears of the Kingdom, which brings me to my next part of the video. I could have made this a separate video, but why? For a ramble, let's just ramble on. Tears of the Kingdom is, the latest Zelda game. The sequel to Breath of the Wild. And I'm not done with the game, so first of all, bitches, no spoilers. But if you're not done, also, spoiler alert. I just want to talk about it because it's really, really fun. It's fun and, like, I don't want to say experimental. Really, it is experimental. It's very, like, open world. Like, more so than most campaign games, I would say. Like, you can do so much, which is the problem. Like, you can spend hours and hours and hours and hours and not complete one mission, like, on purpose. Like, I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I'm saying like, if you, like, there was one day I was having a hard time with defeating one of the bosses. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave this, and I'm just gonna go and get myself together. I'm gonna go through a few shrines so I can get some extra hearts added, and then I'm gonna go and beat up some hoes so I can get some better weapons, and then I'm gonna fuse them with other things to make them even stronger. I'm gonna go in and find a bunch of ingredients so I can cook up some stuff to make me faster and stronger, and make sure I have enough food, that way I don't die. Because I used to always think, because, you know, early in the game you don't have that many hearts, usually a hit from a boss or something will just take you out. So I thought that's just how it was. Like, I thought it was like a one-hitter situation, or a one-shot, that's what they call it. But now that I have like more hearts, I realized that, or I was watching a video of somebody like trying to defeat one of the, it was, I think, Shadow Ganon, or no, it was a Shadow, it was somebody, girl, and like they got hit and they didn't die immediately, and I was like, now wait a damn minute, and I realized I had a bunch of hearts. So now that I know that, like, okay, well, if I go into a battle with a ton of hearts and then a ton of like food to replenish the hearts and some good weapons, I should be able to you know, defeat the situation, especially now that I have all. Ooh, okay, so I'm about to get into spoiler territory, so let me stop. But especially, like, you know, with the sages, it's awful. So I've been having a really good time, but I know I'm not going to play it during the school year because it is a time suck. You know, I could play that game for hours and hours. So I bought it before, because I'm pretty sure it came out in May. I really do think, but I bought it before school came out. But I was like, I'm not gonna play it until summer break starts. And then that's what I did, and I waited. And now, like, well, I should have started a little bit earlier because now it's time to go back, and I want to play. But I think my goal today is just to, you know, get as far as I can, and then I'll see it in December during winter break. But also maybe not. I'm not really watching any shows right now besides, you know, Housewives. So maybe I'll try to give myself an hour or two a day. But whenever I'm playing, I feel like I should be doing something else. You know, and maybe that will change if I actually get everything in my life done. But when I'm playing it, I'm like, oh, I need to be doing the dishes, or I could be preparing for this. And I know once school starts, it's going to be even worse. So it's bittersweet, but I like my job. So like I miss playing the video game, but I also enjoy doing what I do, and I just need to remind myself of that. This week was a good reminder, and I think once I finally see the kids tomorrow, it'll be an even better reminder. Because, you know, at first you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I gotta back to work, start dreading it. Especially with this first week being just like professional development and, like, you know, womp womp womp. But once the actual children are here, and it's like, okay, like, I think I'll be okay with letting the game go so I can get other stuff done. And it's hard finding the, you know, the work-life balance. But I just want to make sure that I do myself justice by being the best that I can be, but also by not stressing myself out too much, if that makes sense. Like, I do want to dedicate some time to, like, working at home, even though, you know, it's not the best practice. It does help me get better, especially, you know, I'm still fairly, this is going to be like my third year, so I'm still fairly new. So, but I also want to make sure that I'm not just working all the time and then I'm overwhelmed and ready to quit. So it's going to be fun, but I'm also excited to, like, being back this week was nice because I've been, like, back to sort of a routine. Like, I feel like I like when I am working, you know, you have better habits. I eat better because I'm not sitting at home all day. You know, if I'm at home, you know, especially if I'm at home and I'm, you know, puff puff, I can really eat whatever. Like if I want to cook up something, I can. If I want to order something, I can. If I want to, you know, during the school year, it's a little bit different because I'm like busy, so I'm not just thinking about the next meal all the time. Like if I'm at home, like, ooh, this was delicious. What's for dinner? Ooh, dinner was so good. What's for breakfast? You know, at work, after, like in the morning, I eat breakfast. Okay, it's time to go to work. At work, okay, I eat lunch. All right, time to, you know, finish the rest of the day. And then I get home, and it's like, well, I've been good all day. Let me keep it going. So let me have something that's like relatively healthy. You know, that's going to be helpful. And then let me make sure I'm in bed at a decent time because I have to be up in the morning. So I like the routine of it all, especially when I get into the spot where I have a good, like, I guess I'll say, do not, girl. She's looking like she's about to bark. Do not. I do not want to have to edit this. Thank you. Good job, girl. A good flow, you know, like once I get my good flow going, like where I can easily fall asleep by 10:30, then I'm unstoppable, okay? Because if I can fall asleep by 10:30, that means I can wake up at 6:30, nice and refreshed and ready to go. It means I'm getting to work on time, I'm getting stuff done. I get home. If I get home, usually I come around like 3:15, 3:30. That means I have, you know, 6 hours before I need to be in bed. And those 6 hours usually fly, but if I stick on top of like my routines and everything, you know, it's great. I have like an hour or two to watch TV and eat. If I need to cook, an hour to cook, an hour to, you know, walk my dog and you know, spend some quality time. An hour to kind of like, you know, wind down, like take a shower, lotion up, kind of just, you know, wind down, have a snack. My new thing is, I started it this year, is not bringing the phone into the bed. I bring it into the bedroom, obviously, because I need to charge it and have my alarm. But I have a new thing where I don't use it. So I'll choose one ASMR video, and then I'll put my phone on the charger. It's like on the charging stand, and I'll have my headphones on, and that's about it. And then once it gets, like if I'm still awake and it's like, you know, 10:15, 10:30, I'll take the headphones off and just go to sleep. And so I literally don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. The point is, girl, school starts tomorrow. I'm excited. I am a little anxious, but I think that's normal, because there's just so much to be done, and there was so much that I was trying to cram in, and I'm still not fully done, but you kind of just have to roll with the punches. Like, I didn't choose to deliver my furniture on the very last day. I didn't choose to, you know, move me to a whole new classroom up the stairs with not much help from anybody else. I didn't choose to do any of that, so I have to give myself grace and be like, you know what, I'm one person, and I'm doing the best that I can most of the time. So on that note, I'm gonna let you hoes go. Good night and all that. If you made it to the 29-minute mark, good for you, sister. I'm impressed. But also, like, everyone, comment what kind of videos you would like, because I have like a list of things that I want to do, and I'm always like, but I don't know like what people want, which is fine, because I just do what I want, and what I like to do is gossip. And so that's why I like to make ramble videos, and I like to make what I like to watch. There are so many times where I'm like playing the game, or in the bath, or just doing whatever, and I truly just want to hear someone just talking about what's going on, mainly in a soft-spoken video, So that tends to be what I do. But yeah, let me know. I am going to make a little review video in a second. I was going to make it right now, but the fact that this has been 30 minutes, I think I'm going to save this one, call it, and then record the other one tonight. But this one I do want to go ahead and publish now because there's nothing better than Sunday ASMR videos. I don't know what it is. I feel like so many people upload on Sundays, and I love it because it's just like, it's the perfect end of the week / beginning of the next week. Like,